My dad died 3 years ago. It was sudden, and honestly, I never really got over it. He had always left me voicemails whenever he wanted to remind me about something. Call me when you get home. Don't forget your appointment. Pick up some milk. After he died, I saved every voicemail I had. I listened to them whenever I missed him. Then last Tuesday, something impossible happened. At 9:14 p.m., my phone buzzed. New voicemail from Dad. I just stared at the screen. His name was still saved in my contacts, but his number had been disconnected years ago. I didn't want to listen to it, but eventually I pressed play. It was his voice, clear as day. Hey kiddo, if you're hearing this, I need you to check the attic. That was it. The message ended. I called my mom immediately. She told me not to go into the attic alone, so I waited until the next morning. The attic was full of old boxes. I searched for almost an hour before finding a small wooden box underneath some blankets. Inside was a stack of photographs. Every photo was of me as a child, but there was something strange. In the background of every photograph, there was a little blue house. I had never seen it before. At the bottom of the box was a handwritten note from my dad. It said, "I should have told you the truth sooner." I kept reading. My dad had apparently discovered that I wasn't biologically related to him. He had found out shortly before I was born, but he decided to raise me as his own. The note explained that he never told me because he was afraid I would think he loved me less. I sat on the attic floor for a long time. Then I noticed something written on the back of one photograph, an address. I searched it online. It was an old house about 2 hours away. I drove there that afternoon. An elderly woman answered the door. When she saw the photograph in my hand, she immediately started crying. She knew my dad. She told me that my biological father had been her son. He had died before I was born. Then she handed me another box. Inside was a letter. My dad had apparently arranged for it to be delivered to me years later. The letter said, "I don't know what you'll call me when you learn the truth. Maybe Dad, maybe nothing. But I hope you understand one thing. Being your father was never about biology. It was every school morning when I made your lunch. Every time I stayed awake waiting for you to come home. Every birthday, every bad day, every good day. You were my son because I chose you, and I would choose you again." I cried harder than I had since his funeral, but there was still one question. How did I receive that voicemail 3 years after he died? I checked the metadata. The voicemail had been scheduled to send 3 years earlier. My dad had recorded it before he died. He must have known exactly when it would arrive. The final line of the voicemail suddenly made sense. Before it ended, he had quietly said, "I'm sorry I couldn't tell you myself." I still have that voicemail. And every time I hear it, I realize something. My dad didn't leave me a secret. He left me proof. Proof that he had chosen to be my father, even when he didn't have to.